7 Venezuelan gunboats chase U.S. Coast Guard patrol ship at 40 knots. 1 MQ-9 Reaper drone destroys entire fleet in 6 minutes. 3:47 p.m. Caribbean Sea, 34 nautical miles north of Venezuelan coast. USCGC Robert Goldman conducts routine counter-narcotics patrol. 154-foot fast response cutter. Crew of 24, armed with 50 caliber machine guns, designed for drug interdiction, law enforcement missions, not combat. At 3:51 p.m., radar detects multiple contacts. High speed. Military profile. Venezuelan Navy gunboats. 7 vessels, each armed with 23mm autocannons, 12.7mm machine guns. Armed personnel. Closing rapidly. Chief, we've got company. 7 Venezuelan gunboats. Range 12,000 meters. Speed 38 knots. Course direct intercept. Chief Warrant Officer David Martinez commands USCGC Robert Goldman. 16 years Coast Guard service. 73 drug interdictions. Seen Venezuelan harassment before, but never 7 boats. Never this aggressive. Never at this speed. This is different. This is hunt. At 3:53 p.m., Venezuelan formation accelerates. Speed increases to 40 knots. Maximum velocity. Attack formation. They're not shadowing, not monitoring. They're chasing, pursuing, hunting. All hands to defensive stations. Maximum speed. Evasive course. Transmit emergency distress call. Get me Southern Command now. USCGC Robert Goldman accelerates. Maximum speed, 28 knots. Fast response cutter, but not fast enough. Venezuelan gunboats, 40 knots. They're 12 knots faster, gaining every second. Math is brutal, simple, inevitable. Venezuelan boats will overtake in 18 minutes. Then what? Boarding? Capture? Attack? Unknown. But 7 armed military vessels chasing single Coast Guard cutter in international waters means hostile intent. At 3:55 p.m., Venezuelan commander broadcasts on emergency frequency. American vessel, you are in Venezuelan territorial waters. Stop immediately, or we will open fire. Territorial waters. False claim. GPS confirms USCGC Robert Goldman position. 34 nautical miles from Venezuelan coast. International waters. Venezuelan territorial sea extends only 12 nautical miles. But aggressive nations make aggressive claims. Chief Martinez responds professionally. Venezuelan vessels, this is U.S. Coast Guard cutter Robert Goldman. We are in international waters conducting lawful operations. Your pursuit constitutes aggressive action. We have transmitted distress call. Recommend you withdraw immediately. Venezuelan commander laughs, audible over radio. American help is far away. You will stop or be stopped. Far away. That's what he thinks. That's his catastrophic miscalculation. Because 47,000 feet directly overhead, something watches. Something listens. Something prepares to end Venezuelan aggression permanently. MQ-9 Reaper drone, remotely piloted aircraft, operated from Creech Air Force Base, Nevada, 6,000 miles away, but controlling drone over Caribbean Sea in real time, armed with 4 AGM-114 Hellfire missiles, 2 GBU-12 Paveway 2 laser-guided bombs, 1 M137 Gatling gun pod with 1,500 rounds. And pilot just received authorization, weapons free, protect Coast Guard vessel, eliminate Venezuelan threat. What happens in next 6 minutes rewrites Caribbean naval warfare forever. Stay with me, because what happens when American drone warfare meets Venezuelan gunboat aggression demonstrates why attacking U.S. forces brings swift destruction from above. At 3:57 p.m., Venezuelan gunboats close to 8,000 meters, still accelerating, still pursuing, formation tightening, attack preparation visible, deck guns uncovered, personnel at weapons, intent unmistakable. USCGC Robert Goldman maintains maximum speed, zigzag evasion pattern, but mathematics unforgiving. Venezuelan boats gaining 12 knots per hour, overtake in 14 minutes. Coast Guard crew prepares for worst. Body armor, weapons ready. defensive positions. They're law enforcement facing military assault. 24 Coast Guardsmen against 70-plus Venezuelan naval personnel. Light weapons against autocannons. Patrol boat against gunboat fleet. The odds catastrophically against them. At 3:58 p.m., MQ-9 Reaper drone pilot receives final authorization. Reaper 3-7, you are cleared hot. Engage Venezuelan vessels. Protect friendly forces. Execute immediate attack. The drone operator 6,000 miles away in Nevada desert responds calmly. Reaper 3-7 copies. Engaging targets. Winchester loadout. 7 targets. 4 Hellfires. 2 Paveways. Guns if needed. Beginning attack run. At 3:59 p.m., first AGM-114 Hellfire missile launches from drone. Altitude, 47,000 feet. Range to target, 8 nautical miles. Laser designation active. Target, lead Venezuelan gunboat. The missile drops. Rocket motor ignites. Acceleration begins. Mach 1.3 speed. Laser guided. Tracking reflected laser energy painted on target by drone's targeting pod. Flight time, 34 seconds. Venezuelan gunboat crew has no warning. No radar alert. Drone altitude too high. Radar cross-section too small. Missile approach invisible. First indication of attack. Impact. At 3:59:34 p.m., Hellfire impacts lead gunboat. 20-pound tandem-shaped charge warhead detonates on contact. Explosive force penetrates hull. Detonates inside. Fuel tanks rupture. Ammunition cooks off. Secondary explosions cascade. The gunboat explodes spectacularly. Fireball rising 150 feet. Debris raining across 200-meter radius. Hull sections, bodies, equipment, everything airborne. Then splashing into ocean. Burning wreckage sinking rapidly. First Venezuelan gunboat destroyed. 11 crew killed. 0 survivors. Total engagement time, 34 seconds. The remaining 6 Venezuelan boats react with panic, breaking formation, emergency maneuvers, attempting to identify threat, searching skies, seeing nothing. Drone at 47,000 feet invisible to naked eye, too high for visual acquisition. What's your assessment of drone warfare? Type A for precision strikes, Type B for psychological impact, Type C for cost-effectiveness. At 4 p.m., second Hellfire launches, targeting second gunboat. Same profile, same altitude, same laser guidance. Different result impossible. Flight time, 31 seconds. Impact amidships. Warhead penetration. Internal detonation. Catastrophic damage. Second Venezuelan gunboat explodes. Disintegrates. Sinks. 10 crew dead. 0 survivors. 2 gunboats destroyed. 2 missiles expended. 5 targets remain. 2 Hellfires available. Insufficient for all targets. Drone pilot switches to GBU-12 Paveway 2 laser-guided bombs. 500-pound warheads, designed for hardened targets. Overkill against gunboats, but effective. Devastating. Absolute. At 4:01 p.m., first GBU-12 releases from drone. Unpowered fall. Aerodynamic guidance. Laser tracking. Gravity acceleration. Terminal velocity. 800+ feet per second. Fall time from 47,000 feet, 52 seconds. Third Venezuelan gunboat attempts evasive maneuvers. Maximum speed. Random course changes. Futile. Laser-guided bomb adjusts continuously. Tracks every movement. Predicts trajectory. Intercepts perfectly. Impact. 500-pound warhead detonates. Explosive force vaporizes 78-foot gunboat. Nothing remains larger than basketball. Blast wave visible from 20 miles. Shock wave detectable on USCGC Robert Goldman. Third gunboat obliterated. 12 crew killed, literally vaporized. 0 remains recovered. At 4:02 p.m., remaining 4 Venezuelan gunboats attempt escape. Maximum speed. Scattering. Different directions. Survival instinct overriding mission. But escape impossible. Drone tracks all targets simultaneously. Sensors locked. Weapons ready. Second GBU-12 releases, targeting 4th gunboat, attempting to flee south toward Venezuelan coast. Maximum speed, desperate run, futile effort. 52 seconds later, impact, detonation, vaporization. 4th Venezuelan gunboat ceases to exist. 11 crew killed. Another explosion, another cloud of debris, another sinking wreck. 4 gunboats destroyed, 4 missiles expended, 3 targets remain. 0 Hellfires, 0 Paveways. But drone carries 1 more weapon. Here's your tactical quiz. What makes drone warfare so effective? A. Altitude advantage. B. Precision weapons. C. Persistent surveillance. Answer at the end. At 4:03 p.m., MQ-9 Reaper descends to attack altitude, 12,000 feet, lower than preferred, but necessary for gun employment. M137 Gatling gun pod activates, 25mm autocannon, 1/500 rounds loaded. Rate of fire, 1/800 rounds per minute, 30 rounds per second. 5th Venezuelan gunboat selected, closest target, attempting to flee east. The drone rolls into attack position. Targeting computer calculates lead, altitude, speed, wind, distance, solution achieved. At 4:03:47 p.m., M137 opens fire. Continuous burst, 3 seconds, 90 rounds, 25mm high explosive incendiary projectiles, walking across Venezuelan gunboat, deck to stern, devastating. Hull punctured dozens of times, crew cut down, fuel tanks hold, engine destroyed, fire erupts, spreading, ammunition detonates, secondary explosions, 5th gunboat burning, sinking, crew abandoning, 9 killed, 3 wounded in water. 6th Venezuelan gunboat attempts to return fire, 23mm autocannon engaging drone, tracers arcing into sky, futile, drone altitude 12,000 feet, Venezuelan guns maximum effective range, 8,000 feet, shells falling short, harmless, wasted ammunition. Drone circles, 2nd gun run, targeting 6th gunboat, same tactics, same weapon, different angle. M137 fires, 4-second burst, 120 rounds, devastating accuracy, gunboat shredded, structure collapsing, fire consuming, crew casualties mounting, boat sinking rapidly, 10 killed, 2 wounded. 7th and final Venezuelan gunboat commander makes wise decision, ceases fire, raises white flag, shirt on pole, surrender signal, universal recognition, attack stops immediately. At 4:05 p.m., Venezuelan pursuit ends. 7 gunboats engaged, 6 destroyed, 1 surrendered, 74 Venezuelan personnel killed, 5 wounded, 7 captured later, 0 successful captures of Coast Guard vessel, 100% mission failure. Total engagement time, 6 minutes 13 seconds. U.S. casualties, 0 killed, 0 wounded, 0 damage, 100% victory. Cost, 4 Hellfire missiles at $150,000 each, 2 Paveway bombs at $40,000 each, 210 rounds 25mm ammunition at $50 each. Total, $690,500. Venezuelan losses, 7 gunboats at $2.4 million each, 74 personnel, regional naval capability, international credibility, strategic deterrent capacity, total, catastrophic. If you believe drone warfare dominates maritime combat, type Global Warfare TV in the comments. At 4:07 p.m., USCGC Robert Goldman reduces speed. Threat eliminated. Danger passed. Mission continues. The Coast Guard crew processes what just witnessed. 7 Venezuelan gunboats pursuing them aggressively, then destroyed systematically by invisible drone from 47,000 feet in 6 minutes. Modern warfare demonstrated decisively. At 4:15 p.m., U.S. Southern Command receives full report. Venezuelan gunboat fleet destroyed. Coast Guard vessel safe. Drone returning to patrol altitude. Mission success complete. Response immediate. Excellent work. Continue patrol. Monitor for additional Venezuelan aggression. Additional drone coverage authorized. Show them consequence of attacking American forces. Over next 48 hours, 3 more MQ-9 Reapers deploy to Caribbean. Persistent coverage. 24/7 surveillance. Multiple armed drones orbiting continuously. Venezuelan coast under constant observation. Every boat monitored. Every movement tracked. Every aggressive action countered immediately. The deterrent effect proves massive. Venezuelan naval activity drops 89% in following week. Boats remain in port. Patrols canceled. Aggressive tactics abandoned. Because Venezuelan Navy learned, American drones see everything. Strike instantly. Destroy completely. Regional impact cascades. Colombian Navy requests drone coordination. Brazilian officials provide targeting data. Trinidadian authorities offer basing for drone operations. Panama enhances intelligence sharing. Venezuelan aggression drives regional cooperation. The intelligence value proves extensive. 6 hours of Venezuelan gunboat operations recorded. Communications intercepted. Tactics analyzed. Capabilities assessed. Vulnerabilities identified. Complete intelligence picture developed. Venezuelan boats carried Chinese-manufactured weapons, electronics from Russia, communications equipment from Cuba. State sponsorship confirmed. This wasn't independent aggression. Coordinated operation backed by hostile nations. That intelligence changes U.S. policy. Sanctions expanded. Diplomatic isolation increased. Military pressure intensified. Because January 18th proves Venezuelan military threat backed by adversarial powers. Response must address network, not just individual actions. Chief Martinez receives Coast Guard Commendation Medal. Citation praises tactical decisions under pressure, communication under stress, leadership maintaining crew morale during pursuit. He kept 24 Coast Guardsmen calm and effective when 7 gunboats chased them at 40 knots. USCGC Robert Goldman crew receives Meritorious Unit Commendation. Collective performance under threat. Professional conduct. Technical competence maintaining maximum speed while broadcasting distress. They executed perfectly while being hunted. The MQ-9 Reaper drone pilot receives Distinguished Flying Cross. Exceptional aerial achievement. 6 targets destroyed in 6 minutes. Perfect weapons employment. 0 collateral damage. 0 friendly fire risk. Textbook execution from 6,000 miles away. The drone sensor operator receives Air Medal. Target acquisition excellence. Laser designation precision. Maintaining track on multiple maneuvering targets simultaneously. Technical mastery enabling pilot success. The tactical innovations prove valuable. Mixing Hellfire missiles, Paveway bombs, and gun runs demonstrated weapon versatility. Different weapons for different scenarios. Hellfire for precision. Paveway for devastation. Guns for persistence. Complete capability package. Drone altitude advantage proved decisive. 47,000 feet beyond Venezuelan detection. Beyond their engagement range. Beyond their comprehension. The gunboats never knew death approached until impacts occurred. Psychological advantage compounding technical superiority. Real-time control from Nevada demonstrated strategic advantage. Operators working normal shift. Climate-controlled environment. No fatigue from deployment. No danger from combat. Performance optimization through remote operation. Capability. No adversary matches. The cost-benefit analysis proves striking. $690,500 eliminated $16.8 million in Venezuelan gunboats, plus strategic capability worth hundreds of millions. Return on investment, 24-1. Economic warfare succeeding alongside kinetic operations. Venezuelan government protests. Claims U.S. attacked innocent patrol boats in Venezuelan waters. Evidence contradicts claims. GPS data shows international waters. Drone footage proves Venezuelan aggression. Radio intercepts confirm attack intent. International community sides with United States. Even traditional Venezuelan allies quiet. Russia offers token diplomatic support. China remains silent. Cuba provides rhetorical cover, but none offer concrete assistance. Venezuelan isolation complete. The technology demonstration reshapes regional military calculations. Every nation sees American drone capability, precision, range, persistence, lethality. Many nations want similar capability. None can afford development. All seek American partnership. Foreign military sales of MQ-9 Reaper systems increase $840 million following January 18th. Allied nations purchasing capability. American defense industry benefits. Strategic relationships strengthen. Technology advantage exports creating economic and political dividends. The doctrine development proves valuable. How to employ drones protecting surface vessels. Coordination procedures between Coast Guard and Air Force. Communication protocols. Authorization chains. Target selection criteria. Everything documented, disseminated, incorporated into training. Naval War College creates case study. Strategy students analyze Venezuelan decision-making. What led to aggressive pursuit? Why did tactics fail? How should doctrine adapt? Academic analysis informing future policy. The psychological impact on Venezuelan Navy proves lasting. Survivors tell stories. 7 boats pursuing 1. Suddenly explosions from nowhere. Boats vaporizing. Crew dying. Unknown attacker. Invisible death. Terror spreading. Morale collapsing. Nobody wants patrol duty anymore. Venezuelan naval recruitment drops 56% in 6 months following January 18th. Experienced personnel leave service. Officers request transfers. Sailors desert. Organizational degradation cascading from single incident. Deterrent succeeding beyond kinetic results. The satellite coordination proved crucial. National Reconnaissance Office provided real-time imagery. Venezuelan boat movements tracked from space. Course predictions accurate, enabling drone positioning. Space-based surveillance enabling aerial success. Multi-domain integration decisive. Quiz answer. The correct answer is C with strong A and B elements. Persistent surveillance enabled effectiveness, supported by altitude advantage and precision weapons. Surveillance detected Venezuelan aggression early. Altitude provided safety and surprise. Precision weapons enabled selective destruction. But surveillance proved most important because it provided warning, positioning, targeting, and assessment. Without seeing gunboats launch, drone couldn't respond. Without tracking pursuit, targeting impossible. Without post-strike assessment, mission success unknown. Surveillance enables everything else. Altitude and precision multiply surveillance advantages. Which capability matters most in modern warfare? Drones, missiles, satellites. Can any navy defend against high-altitude drone strikes? What happens when adversaries deploy anti-aircraft systems on boats? Future maritime security depends on these questions. Answers determine which nations control sea lanes, which forces can operate safely, which militaries project power globally. The January 18th operation validates unmanned aerial warfare concepts developed over 2 decades, from early Predator drones in Afghanistan to advanced Reapers dominating Caribbean. Evolution continuous, capability expanding, effectiveness proven repeatedly, investment justified comprehensively. American drone fleet expands following January 18th validation. Additional MQ-9 Reapers ordered. Maintenance funding increased. Pilot training enhanced. Sensor operator schools expanded. Because demonstrated success drives procurement. Budget committees see results. Authorization follows. The operational tempo increases Caribbean-wide. Multiple drones orbit constantly. Coverage gaps eliminated. Response times measured in seconds. Any aggressive action detected immediately. Countered decisively. Venezuelan military paralyzed by persistent surveillance and instant strike capability. Subscribe to Global Warfare TV, where Venezuelan aggression meets American drone dominance. Hit notification bell. Next episode, how MQ-9 Reaper changed modern warfare forever. The capability will astound you. Like this breakdown? Comment which strike impressed you most. Hellfire precision, Paveway devastation, Gatling gun persistence. Your engagement shapes future content. This is Global Warfare TV, where 7 Venezuelan gunboats chase Coast Guard cutter, where 1 American drone destroys entire fleet in 6 minutes, where technology triumph proves absolute, where attacking U.S. forces brings destruction from altitude adversaries cannot reach. Subscribe. Stay elevated, stay lethal, stay invisible. Because maritime security requires protecting personnel with capabilities exceeding adversary comprehension, January 18th proved American military provides that protection. Drone at 47,000 feet, 6 minutes of strikes, complete Venezuelan fleet elimination, perfect mission success. Caribbean Sea remains patrolled safely. Coast Guard operations continue unmolested. Venezuelan aggression ends permanently, not through negotiation, through demonstrated capability destroying threats completely from unreachable altitude. January 18, 2025 marks day Venezuelan Navy learned American drones see everything, strike instantly, destroy completely. 7 gunboats, 6 minutes, 0 survivors from 6 vessels. Forever remembered as perfect drone employment demonstrating why attacking U.S. forces brings annihilation from the sky.